There, good afternoon. It's just Hetty slash Heather, whichever everyone prefers. Um, I respond to all of them. This one's more related to my surgery and, of course, epilepsy and everything that I've gone through all my life. And the several brain surgeries that I went through. There were differences in each of the surgeries. It just that wound up not being completely successful because I'm very complicated, especially with medication and the types of, just the fires I have in my head. I have a couple spots that couldn't be taken out on my last brain surgery, which was in 2010. And that one was done awake. And when it's done awake, you can almost get everything except the ones that are near something that you really need, such as like eyesight and verbal. Such things like that are very important usually to most people. I think they probably wanted to take my verbal out, but I kept it, obviously. But what I went through, and there's videos you'll see on here that are depressing because we didn't know what happened. Most likely because I'm very strong, I'm very just go at it, let's take as much out as possible because I don't want to go again. A little bit of my peripheral vision, because I kind of let him know late, is gone. That's not the big deal. I felt pain in my body, but I just kind of figured, well, with what they're doing, snip and clipping, you can hear it and everything awake. I just kind of figured, my body would feel some pain. So I didn't say anything. It's a pretty big deal. So I just figured it would go away, just like the headache, of the surgery. Well, a couple weeks after going home, healing, it doesn't take long. It's just amazing, especially when it's a third, same side. Takes less time to heal because there's less over there, more room to heal than when you take out just the first time and it's like, oh my gosh, wow, we have to heal here, and it really swells more. But so after this couple of weeks, and I got up, I'm functioning, I'm moving, I'm beginning to work out, and then all of a sudden my foot was killing me. Wrong diagnosis. And then I wound up going to the foot doctor because of it, and I'm crying to him because it's not just my foot, it was wound up being my whole body. And it was my whole body for basically 4.5 years. Just recently I'm doing a lot better. I hold on to that tight. I had a doctor in Philadelphia who medicated me big time, so I really wasn't that, as alert, but he really wanted me to have some comfort, but it's still, as medicated as I was in excruciating pain. But through all that, God gave me a gift. So when you're going through a tragedy, He is always going to turn that tragedy into a blessing. And not only did it help keep my mind off things, and I think that was His main point, but it also, in the long term, with the surgery, the last one I had to have, taking more and more out of my dominant side, my left side, it made more of my right side have to take over. So all of a sudden I'm into making necklaces. I make a ton now. And I was making them because I didn't want to focus on the pain. But I was also very interested. In my whole life, I hated art, all of it. And I was horrible at all forms of art. My first C was in art. But then it moved on to pottery. and I have tons and tons of pottery up in this is my art room. And I got into that, and the painting of it I loved. So I'm in Michael's one day, and I pulled out a bunch of canvases and paint, which is all over my floor. And I just went home and just felt I'm going to try this. And I have over 250 paintings to this day. First time I tried that was last year, was 2013. First time I ever attempted was in end of March. And I just was on fire from there. I just kept producing more and more. They kept getting better and better. And never once could I ever in my lifetime, like I said, my first C ever in school was in art. And so now it's my passion. And that's all because of the third brain surgery that put me through so much tragedy, and me thinking like, God, why'd you do this to me? How could you? When are you going to heal me? And it took me going through learning this new gift that came from it, something he gave me, for me to really focus on that, and then also refocus that God has plans and he loved me through it all, and for me to get my eyes back on him and see the positive, so more positive would come back out. And so now, I've got paintings in a actual art store in a really quaint town here in Minnesota. My big thing, I'm a big giver. I wind up giving it to a lot of people, especially a lot of people who struggle either with similarity or some sort of illness and such. I have a tendency to be that way. Just love to make people happy with all the trials that other people go through. When you've been through them for years, you want to also make others feel really good too. And I think that's another reason God gave me the blessings. With the left side being taken so much out, I've lost some gifts. It's kind of the boring side, but I don't have much organization, so that's why my room is an explosion. When I make my necklaces, all the beads have to be different colors and all different types everywhere, and I find them. And my best friend Mary, she needs hers all in order, and she finds them perfect. So we're night and day. It's the same thing with all my paint over there. It's everywhere, but I know where it's going to be. It's just my brain totally changed in that aspect. So when you go through brain surgeries and you're seeing these things, don't freak out. It's not just you. Everyone goes through these things, and it's something you just have to adapt to. And a lot of the time, most of the time, almost all the time, God has a purpose behind it. It's just taking that time and his time that he's going to show you what it's going to turn into. That's going to be for his glory, and it's going to be absolute blessing for you too, which will be a blessing for others, such as paintings and stuff that I love to be able to give to people and bring them joy. Had to let you know, just don't fear awake brain surgery. It just was absolutely fantastic. It is the easiest way, I would say, better than going through 3 brain surgeries if you do it the first time and be able to point out to your doctor what is right and what is wrong. But that's my perspective. If you're not hard-headed like me, where you hold off for a while. If you're jumpy and say, hey, wait a minute, I see sparks right away. Me, I put it off a little bit and wait, and that's because I want everything out. But if you're more careful than me, then you won't have probably the side effects that I got, in the end. But all things have a purpose in life, and it's lesson learned. But the big thing is that it's like you become a new you with these new talents, and it's kind of fun, and it is a blessing to be able to see. Anyway, any questions, want to discuss it, want to see any of the paintings, connect with me on Facebook. Just connect with me at my regular one, and I can point you out to my other one. And that's facebook.com, and it's /AliveInMe, and it's for Heather Stevens. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of this week that's coming, and a great weekend. And whatever you're facing, I pray wonderful blessings to come out, and talents and gifts that you'll see that He lays before you for His glory too. So don't feel alone. Many blessings, and once again, I'm always here. Just knock on my door. Have a wonderful day. God bless.